Welcome to Samurai Gaiden, the educational web series where I, Richard Shaffer, talk about the stories and anecdotes of the men and women of Sengoku Japan and the events that shaped their lives.
Everyone knows the old idiom, never judge a book by its cover. But what if that cover is a 40-year-old man who was blind in one eye and lame in one leg, interviewing for a position within your ranks as a warrior? Well, Yamamoto Yoshimoto and his ilk decided to judge that cover harshly and turn the man down. But a retainer of the Takeda clan, one Utagawa Kuniyoshi, had no such predilection. Utagawa brought the man before Takeda Shingen, who was impressed with the strategic brilliance and ferocity of the half-crippled man. That man was Yamamoto Haruyuki, commonly known as Kansuke. Yamamoto Haruyuki was born in 1501 in Mikawa province and was unable to find employment as a samurai until he moved to Kai province and was recommended Takeda Shingen by the Utagawa Kuniyoshi. Haruyuki was said to be held in high regard by Shingen and was quickly given a 1,000 koku fief and retained as a close advisor to Shingen. When Shingen moved north and invaded Shinano, he came into conflict with the Suwa and the Murakami, among other clans. Apparently, Haruyuki was an instrumental advisor in many of these campaigns, alongside his new buddy, Utagawa. Utagawa was caught off guard during the Battle of Uedahara against the Murakami and was even one of the Takeda VIPs killed in that battle. It seems that with Utagawa's demise, Haruyuki became an even more pivotal figure in Shingen's roster of advisors. It was during this time that Haruyuki designed a new type of siege tower that allowed Shingen to capture enemy forts easier and more quickly. For this, his domain size was increased to 4,000 koku, and he was given the title of Kansuke, which he is generally known as. We will continue to refer to him by his actual name Haruyuki for this video though. Haruyuki also participated in 4 of the 5 battles between Wasugi Kenshin and Takeda Shingen at Kawanakajima. The 4th battle of Kawanakajima, generally considered the bloodiest, is where our story really begins. You see, Wasugi Kenshin had advanced his army into range to threaten Takeda's Kaizu castle. Shingen marched his army north to put a halt to that. Shingen had around 20,000 soldiers, while Kenshin had between 11 and 13,000, depending on the source. Kenshin had begun preparations to besiege Kaizu castle, not realizing he had caught it completely by surprise, and only a few hundred warriors were inside to protect it. Kenshin has his army positioned on the top of Saijo-yama, Mount Saijo, while Shingen's forces were able to get inside Kaizu castle. This was Haruyuki's moment to shine. He hatched a brilliant strategy involving a pincer attack. He dubbed it the woodpecker strategy, and his plan was simple. Kosaka Masanobu and Baba Nobufusa would take between 8 and 10,000 troops and sneak up the slopes to fight against Kenshin's forces in a surprise attack on Saijo-yama. Meanwhile, Shingen would personally lead his forces across the Chikuma River to a shrine called Hachimanbara, where they would lay in wait to ambush Kenshin's forces when they withdrew from the Kosaka and Baba surprise attack. Unfortunately for Shingen, Kenshin figured out the plan. We don't know if he just thought of the same plan and figured, oh, that is totally what I would do in Shingen's position, or if he was able to see the troop movements from his elevated position. He may have even had spies within Kaizu Castle, which, given the fact that he didn't know about Kaizu's lackluster defenses, is probably unlikely. Either way, Kenshin moved his whole army, save for a token force to protect his rear flank when he crossed the river, to Hachimanbara and set up his own ambush. Kenshin had his men wrap their horses' hooves in fabric to muffle the sound of the cavalry's march. Kosaka and Baba launched their attack on the empty camp at Saijo-yama at dawn, and quickly realized that they had been duped. They flew down the mountainside toward their master's position, but it was already too late. Kenshin's forces waited until Shingen crossed the river and violently attacked the Takeda forces. In the ensuing fight, several members of the Takeda were killed or wounded. Shingen's great-uncle, Morozumi Torasada, as well as Shingen's brilliant younger brother, Nobushige, were both killed along with the retainer Hajikano Taratsugu. Taratsugu's father, Small World, had died alongside Haruyuki's buddy Utagawa at the Battle of Uedahara. It gets worse, too. Shingen's son and the heir to the Takeda clan, Yorinobu, was wounded in the fighting. Haruyuki saw his plan falling apart at the seams. He decided he could only do one thing. 60 years old, missing one eye and with use of only one leg, he mounted his horse, drew forth his naginata, and launched himself into the Wasugi forces. He fought against the Wasugi, suffering numerous injuries until finally, exhausted and badly wounded, he retired to a small knoll near the battlefield and committed seppuku. Unfortunately for him, he was mistaken about how badly the battle was going. Shortly after he killed himself, Kosaka and Baba arrived and attacked Kenshin from the flank, forcing him back. Kenshin's forces ultimately withdrew from the fighting, and the Takeda did not see fit to pursue. The bloodiest of the 5 battles at Kawanakajima had claimed over 3,000 Wasugi warriors, including Kenshin's retainers Shida Yoshitoki and Shota Sadataka, and over 4,000 Takeda warriors, including Shingen's great-uncle, his younger brother, and one of his closest advisors, Yamamoto Kansuke Haruyuki.